Quite often, the best remote jobs are the ones that are repetitive and boring. A lot of times we go for the latest hot jobs out there, but the problem in doing that is so does everyone else. So today I'm sharing 5 repetitive and a little boring remote jobs that are stable, reliable, and pay a pretty good salary, often $70,000 a year or more, and some of them don't require a degree. I'm also going to show you some opportunities available right now for each one of these jobs. So if you're tired of the same old jobs, let's get right into them. So let's start with technical support. This is basically a technical-based customer support job, helping customers detangle any technical issues they have with the company's product or service. Your responsibilities might include recreating the issue to solve the problem or escalating issues to the programming and development departments. But no matter what you do, making the customer feel like they're the main priority and quickly solving their problems is your main goal. So the average salary for a tech support specialist is right around $50,000 to $60,000 per year, but I've seen some jobs that pay $70,000, $80,000, even $100,000 a year. And of course, that depends on the company and your experience. As far as skills, first and foremost, you need good customer service skills. You also need knowledge of the company's product, as well as strong technical skills in things like operating systems and hardware and software troubleshooting. When looking for a remote tech support specialist, you can also look for this kind of work under other names like service desk specialist and software support specialist. And as of the time of doing this video, I found some tech support specialist jobs open right now. One of them is with Tyler Technologies. This is for a software support specialist, data and insight solutions. And this job doesn't require a degree. They do want you to have technical acumen, you're a skilled communicator and investigator, and you have a great attitude, mindset, and work ethic. And right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you between $52,000 and $65,000 per year for this particular job. LexisNexis is another company that has a remote tech support specialist position open right now, and all they want from you is 2 to 3 years experience in a related field and strong IT skills. And then we have the company Signal. At the time of doing this video, they have an opening for a tech support specialist to work full-time remotely anywhere within the United States. They want you to have at least 5 years experience in tech support, you're highly organized, you're a self-starter, and you're comfortable with Android, iOS, Mac, Windows, and Linux platforms. And they tell us down here they'll pay you between $40 and $50 per hour for this job. Next up, we have Implementation Specialist. This job helps clients and customers integrate new software systems or products into their business operations by understanding their needs, customizing solutions, and providing training to ensure a smooth transition. So you need good people and customer service skills, knowledge of the product or service, maybe some project management skills, and you're analytical. You can work through issues to come to a resolution. The typical salary range for an implementation specialist is $70,000 to $80,000 per year, and I've seen some implementation specialist jobs go for well over $100,000 a year, with entry-level positions starting right around $50,000. At the time of doing this video, I found 3 remote implementation specialist positions. One of them is with the company Green Slate. In this particular job, they do want you to have a bachelor's degree, 2 years customer service experience, and at least 1 year experience in software implementation and project onboarding. And scrolling down this job description, they tell us right here they're going to pay you $50,000 to $60,000 for this job. We have another implementation specialist position with the company Epic. This is a full-time remote position, and what they want from you is 1 to 2 years experience or certification related to project management or project coordination, 1 to 2 years experience leading customer remote and or on-site training programs, 1 to 2 years experience with information technology, personal experience with legal services or litigation support, 1 to 2 years software experience or certification related to relativity, and 1 to 2 years software experience or certification related to e-discovery collection process or review technology. And right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you between $60,000 and $75,000 per year. And the third implementation specialist job I found is with GoodRx. This one too is full-time remote anywhere within the United States. They want you to have 2 years professional experience in a project management, design, or implementation role for patient affordability or patient support programs and a college degree. And as far as pay, it depends on where you live, but you can make anywhere from $72,000 up to $154,000 per year for this particular job. So now I want to talk about claims processing. This is the administrative function used in the insurance and healthcare industries where you'll review, evaluate, and eventually decide on the payment or denial of a submitted claim for damages, injuries, or treatments. The salary range is $40,000 to $70,000 per year, and that depends on your experience level. And when it comes to skills and experience, you need to be organized, you have an eye for detail, you also have customer service skills, and for medical claims, you should be familiar with medical terminology, maybe even medical coding. For insurance company claims, you should be familiar with insurance rules and regulations, and depending on the job, you're familiar with Medicare and Medicaid. So when looking for a remote claims processing job, you can look at insurance companies like Allstate and Mutual of Omaha, as well as healthcare facilities like LabCorp and Mayo Clinic. They always seem to have remote opportunities available. You can also look at companies that provide revenue cycle management services for insurance and healthcare companies, such as R1. At the time of doing this video, I found a couple claims processor jobs available right now. The first one comes to us from the company Sana. Maybe it's pronounced Sana, I really don't know. They have an opening for a claims processor. And in this job, what they want from you is a 2-year degree and or 2 years of claims adjudication and processing experience. And it's a plus, but it's not required you have experience in claims processing and knowledge of insurance principles and procedures. And as far as pay, scrolling down a little bit more, right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you between $22 and $25 per hour for this particular job. And then we have a lead claims processor job with Prime Therapeutics. This is a full-time remote position. Now this job is quite old, but it is still on their careers page, so we can only assume it's still available. In this one, they'd like you to have a bachelor's degree or a combination of education and work experience may be considered. And they want you to have at least 5 years experience for this particular position. And as far as how much they're going to pay for this one, they tell us right here on the job description, they'll pay you between $21.15 and $31.73 per hour. Okay, so similar to claims, underwriting jobs can be found in the insurance industry. So underwriting is where you'll review and analyze information to determine the risk involved in insuring a client. For this kind of work, you need excellent attention to detail. You can use a variety of web-based tools to research information. And I'm seeing salary ranges for this kind of job to be anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 per year. And of course, that depends on your experience. And I frequently see entry-level underwriting jobs like this one from Par Technologies. As we can see here on the job description, this is a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States, and right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you between $50,000 and $65,000 per year. This is an entry-level underwriting position where all they want is 1 to 3 years underwriting experience in the merchant services or acquiring industry. And Pi Insurance always seems to have underwriting positions open. So all we have to do is go to their careers page, scroll all the way down to the bottom in the underwriting section, and we can see all the underwriting positions they have open right now. A nice little variety. So last up, we have Payroll Specialist. This job is vital to the smooth processing of employee paychecks. This job ensures accurate and timely processing of payroll while maintaining compliance with federal, state, and local regulations. Not only do you process payroll, you'll do other things leading up to that, such as reconciling timesheets, maintaining records, and even auditing any payroll changes. A lot of payroll jobs want you to have experience with HRIS systems. You can use spreadsheets, and you're familiar with payroll software and regulations. And the pay range for this kind of job is anywhere from $55,000 to $85,000 per year, and senior positions often get paid over $100,000 per year. When looking for this kind of job, you can also search for titles like payroll coordinator and payroll administrator. And at the time of making this video, the company ProCare HR has an opening for a payroll specialist. This is a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States. They tell us on the job description they'll pay you between $26 and $34.62 per hour. They prefer you have an associate's degree. They want you to have at least 3 years payroll administration experience and at least 3 years experience in payroll processing with multi-client focus. Multi-state experience is a bonus. And they also want you to have at least 1 year experience processing payroll for multiple clients with multiple EINs, prior experience with PEO HR shared services, and at least 2 years experience with HRIS platforms. And then we have a senior payroll coordinator position with the company Public Partnerships LLC. This is a full-time remote position. They have the state of New York indicated here, but I think you can do this job anywhere within the United States. I thought I saw that indicated somewhere on this job description. And right here on the bottom of the job description, they tell us they'll pay you between $23.45 and $31.25 per hour. And all they want from you is moderate experience with Microsoft Office 365 toolset, specifically Excel, Word, Outlook, and Teams. You need your typical soft skills. They prefer, but they don't require. They prefer you have an associate's degree in finance-related field, and they'd like you to have at least 1 year of payroll, accounting, banking, operations, or clerical experience. Well, there you go. 5 repetitive but pretty good paying remote jobs that you can always seem to find. Hopefully one of them works out for you. And if you're looking for more remote jobs that pay pretty good, check out this video right here. Take care, have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.